Justina Wamae is a wife. I'm a mom of one. I'm a daughter. During the season of election, I was a politician, but now I'm back to business. I'm in the business of earthworks, excavation and supply of building materials. But now due to the season, Christmas and circumcision activities, I have sheep that I'm rearing, that I'm selling to people. That is to complement the business that we do, given that the weather is not conducive for excavation due to the rainy weather, and also Kenyans do not have money. The purchasing power is down. So actually the economy is at a standstill. When I wake up in the morning, I usually take tea, my breakfast and food, yesterday's food. I'm trying to lose weight, so I eat 2 meals a day. So I don't eat supper, I eat it as breakfast. And then I wake up and also take out, once I'm done, I take out my sheep. I take them around to, to feed, because I don't feed them brain alone, the animal feed. So they first have to eat grass. And I take like 2 hours, then come back home. This we do with my husband. And it's like time to catch up, bond. After that, I go back, I prepare and come to know where we work at for this, waiting for customers, the excavation business. I stay here at around, when one reaches, I realize, I have a feeling, being in this industry, I know when I'll get work or when I won't get. So usually maximum, I'm here up to 2 o'clock. If I didn't get a job, I'm sure I know that day I close early. I go back and play with my daughter. We eat. I force feed her because she doesn't like eating in the evening, and we sleep. And I sleep very early. By 8, I'm sleeping. So that's my normal day, every day of the week. I got my daughter when I was 31 years old. No, actually, no, 32 years old. I was going to turn 32. So being an elderly mom, I think I was more cautious. I used to really put her on very many clothes, even when it's sunny. It's been a good experience. Recently I went to take her to school for an interview. And the lady there told me, do you have other children here? I just smiled at her. So when I went to pick her uniform, she told me, we know you now. So at least now I'm more visible. And but motherhood has been a humbling journey. I used to be very perfect, a perfectionist. If I leave something somewhere, I do want someone touching it. But now she has taught me character development. Even when you wash the house, she'll still step. So it has really humbled me. It has also changed how I see life. I'm no longer selfish about things are mine. I have to share it with someone. It's a good experience. It's a good experience. And I'm hoping with time I'll also have other kids before 2027. And then the political season comes back. Yes. The reason I keep my family private is, especially my daughter, one, I want her to make decisions for herself. I don't want her to go somewhere and people are treating her, to treat her differently because of me. Let her make her own decisions. I don't want to expose her. I don't want her to feel like people are looking out for her. Then for my husband, he's been in the public domain. We were usually with him most of the time. He was my driver during campaigns. The party leader then used to really announce him to the crowds. So he's not really, let me say he's semi-private, but I feel a family is something that you just keep to yourself. And because Kenyans know me as a politician, which is public, others know me as a businesswoman, which is in the public domain, I feel family is the only thing that I can hold on to. Late Kalembendile was a very interesting character. We really interacted so much because of the Jubilee politics in Machakos. And actually the meetings we used to hold them at his hotel in Machakos. So we interacted for a very long time. But the lessons I learned, never greet anyone in politics and a photo is taken. Because I remember we had gone to Jubilee party to discuss on, this how are we going to get the ticket? Is it a nomination? Is it consensus? Somehow, when I was greeting him, he had already organized someone to take a photo. So that was the evidence Kalembe used to show people around that he has been given the ticket direct because I agreed. And remember, the photo was very strategic. It was at the logo of Jubilee Party. So the lessons I learned, always be alert. Politicians are not straightforward. Again, it wasn't personal. It was on a political note because for me, I felt being a youngster or a youth, it was okay, we would have done a nomination. If you won me fairly, then it was fine. But the lessons again I learned is that in Kenyan politics, you have to be rough like everyone else. So being nice or soft doesn't work out for you in Kenyan politics. Just be rough like everyone else. And I think also stand out. If the party leaders knew me then, probably they would have insisted for a nomination process. But they didn't know me. But right now, they know me because during the debate. So what I tell even young ladies when I meet them, whatever opportunity you're given, even if you're told go and cook at State House, cook a very good meal so that at least people will remember you. So when you stand out in Kenyan politics, at least there's some respect that you get. First, everyone was shocked when I was named a running mate. In fact, the first question many were asking, does Justina know how to speak English? Because the only language I speak here is Kikuyu or Kiswahili. Rarely do I speak English in front of them. And then they didn't see how, because I'm like the boys, when we are here, we're just with them, just laughing. So that is when they understood. When I used to tell them, I have a master's degree, they used to think it's a joke. So it validated me. And then how I'm seen actually in this business, many people own the machine around here, but I can say I'm the only female, a wife to an owner of the machine who comes to work. And the reason I do this is because I got interested. These machines are costly. We take loans. Most of the time I'm a co-borrower. So I realized it's good to learn what your name is put on. Let me tell Kenyans, he's the one who betrayed me. The moment he spoke about supporting Azimio, not once, not twice, he betrayed me because we had an agreement with him. But what I came to realize, Kenyans do not want women who speak or tough women. Let me tell them, this is my nature. Itabidi tu nzoe, because I cannot pretend that I'm just a flower girl down behind there. The time I met him, we had an agreement. When he started supporting Azimio, that is where the betrayal started. So I did not betray him. In fact, Kenyans should thank me. I called him out for not being honest. So I didn't betray him. Even him where he sits, I know he knows what agreement we had. And the agreement was to popularize his party. He's the one who went against our agreement. So in fact, he's the one who betrayed me. But I do not want to dwell on him so much because I don't know whether he's ever spoken to people about me. I don't know. But that is the current situation. I did not betray him. He betrayed me. In my language, you say, when you hear someone talking about something, they have really suffered. So when I spoke about it, there were so many things happening in the background that I never spoke about. So I felt it was important for me to speak at that time. And then I realized Kenyans do not like when someone speaks the truth. But for me, I believe in a different Kenya. I believe in leaders who want to make a difference. And the only way you can make a difference in this country is even if you're a leader, irrespective of which position you hold, learn to speak the truth. I know it's not popular, but it's the right thing. So for me, I spoke the truth. It was not popular, but it was the right thing to do. So it got me a lot of backlash. If I wasn't strong, or if I wasn't, let me say like this industry, I really stay with boys most of the time, men. So they've taught me to be hardened. In fact, I'm very rowdy like them. If it was someone else, I think someone would have been depressed because the backlash was so bad. But what I can tell Kenyans, if you hear someone speaking, or if an alligator comes and tells you the crocodile is sick, and you do not live with them, please just keep quiet. That's all I can tell Kenyans. I don't take it personal because remember his age and my age, there was a generational difference, the generational difference, and he's at the age of my parents, which I understand. Parents do not want to be told anything. That's the Kenyan parent, that's the nature of Kenyan parents. So for me, it was better we don't speak so that I do not disrespect him in any way. So we don't speak. This was a political difference, not a personal difference. As long as he assures me that he will stand his ground, he will not be swayed. In fact, that's something I came to learn, that it's good to work with someone who has a stand. So come the next season, I'll look out for someone who has a stand. Someone who, when you agree this is the direction, it is the direction without changing any, being diverted or losing focus. I will run for a position in 2027. One thing I learned, the ORPP had called for female leaders meeting, and she expressed the disappointment that every time, every year after an election, she has these meetings. And she realizes she has new crop of women. It means that the other women who lost always give up. So she was encouraging us that, please, in as much as I need more women in this, I want you to also stick it out. You lost, but you learned something. So be there, be consistent. So I will be somewhere during 2027. I see Kenya, one day we'll have a female president. In fact, I tell women, it's good to invest with time, invest in time. A while back, we used to have male teachers who are the majority. Now we have female teachers who are the majority. But what I believe, I will be the first female president of this country. And it's not a decision I've made. The decision has made me. So watch this space. Yes. But rating the current government, I can rate them at 5 out of 10. Because one, expectations that Kenyans had of them. If you look at, I always tell leaders, your customer feedback is social media. All Kenyans are complaining, including those who voted, and the ones who did not vote for the government. They are saying, no, you are not doing the right thing, you promised us this. So I feel they really gave Kenyans so much hope, but the reality, they could not satisfy the Kenyan needs with that timeline. And that is why during the debate I insisted and I said that it's good for Kenyans or leaders to be honest. Don't tell Kenyans you have 100 days. No, tell Kenyans in 1 year. When we have honest timelines that are realistic, Kenyans won't have so much expectation. Kenyans won't be bitter. So 5 out of 10 is what I'll give them for now. I'd sent in a message and I'm still waiting to know what's my limit. Let me say it's a good initiative. But yesterday the deputy president said that this one is for the hustlers, the other people will go to the banks, which we've been doing. But probably if I go to a market to buy sheep and I don't have a lot of money, I can get something once I know my limit. So I can apply. It's quick money. I get it, a sheep quickly. Then after selling, I might come. Maybe it was a sheep that was on order. I sell and I pay back. So I will apply for it. In fact, I feel the other loans that we're getting, if Hustler Fund is handled well, Hustler Fund will give them a run for their money. A run for their money because of interest rates. If at all it's managed well, yes.